Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy R, and I was here to give you an episode recap of RWBY, Volume 8, Episode 6. And all I can say is, finally, that's all I can really say. With my conclusion with this episode, you're about to find out for two reasons, two reasons why I say finally. For one, first part of this episode, we started to figure out Cinder's past. It starts off with the scrub, and like I said in the beginning of volume 8, we see a young Cinder scrubbing the floor. We first heard the scrubbing, then we see Cinder, and then with this episode 6, we hear the scrubbing and we see Cinder. So when I heard the scrubbing, I was assuming, I'm like, okay, looks like we're gonna get to Cinder's backstory, and we started learning about Cinder's backstory, and from the jump, I mean, Cinder had a very hard life. With her scrubbing the floor, you can kind of already assume that her past was definitely pretty rough. We see her in a farm with a bunch of kids. Not being treated very well. Like, she wasn't being treated as the same as everyone else. She was still she was cleaning up. She had a miserable life, man. It was not miserable, but I would say a very tough life. It just wasn't fun. So eventually, she was bought from a lady. She was like, hey, I'll take her. And then she's part of this new step film. And I was definitely getting Cinderella vibes, because see the lady, and then she has these two daughters. You can already tell by these two daughters, yeah, these are gonna be some bitches. They're gonna be some bitches. And like I said, it was definitely a Cinderella vibe. She was working at a hotel, and yeah, I forgot where was that. It looked like God, what was the place? Oh my God, I'm having the brain fart right now. Where she was potentially at. She was at a hotel, but I forgot where she'd be at. God damn, man, I don't have a brain fart. I'm gonna either correct myself in the description of what I finally figured out where she was at. But she was basically at a hotel. She would clean, she would prepare dinner. Well, actually, before she even started cleaning, as she sees the food, you can tell she has not eaten in so long. The first words that came out of her mouth was food, and then it was okay. She throws the food on the floor, and then I'm telling you, man, I had a soft spot for Cinder. You know what I mean? It just comes to the conclusion to me is that sorry, my back is itchy. It just comes to the conclusion where just a lot of villains, man, they be having some very tough times, man. Gran, what she's doing now isn't cool, but her past, it was just rough, man. Man, I just really felt bad for her. And then the music definitely fixed with the whole thing that was going on. Cook, clean, yeah. I don't want to go into the lyrics, but the lyrics definitely match what Cinder was doing. As she was cleaning, you start seeing this one huntsman, looking at her, be like, something's going on. You can already tell, he's gonna have some type of interaction with Cinder. She's seeing, how she hasn't been treated correctly, and then, you would also see Cinder eating the last bit of food that customers did not eat. You can already tell they were not feeding her well enough, and then we see her scrubbing the floor, and then the two damn stepsisters are like, oh, you missed about tracking mud on the floor on purpose. And then we start seeing a bit of a Cinder semblance start going on. But as soon as that happened, it smokes, because we see smoke, and then the mom did not like that. So then she starts torturing with this device that would electrocute her, the necklace that she was wearing. It was bad, man. It was bad. So as that huntsman gets back into the hotel, he knows that his weapon is gone, and so we see Cinder taking the weapon. Well, she's gonna do that. We can only assume that she was possibly kill her stepfamily. But then the huntsman finds her, and shout out to God, I keep forgetting his name on YouTube. Let me check on the Phoenix Knight. If you look on his video, he was actually able to find the name of the huntsman's name is Rhodes. Now, I don't think in the episode it tells you that his name is Rhodes, but if you look at the credits, you see that Rhodes, and then you see the actor that played as him. So we kind of shout out to Phoenix Knight for finding that out. So he's basically saying to her, well, you know, you're making your life a lot worse if you chose to do that. You'll be running for the rest of your life. So here's how old she was. She said she was 10. I thought she was a teenager at least. And you know, she could already tell that she wants to become a huntsman. So he was like, okay, we got 7 years. We're training for the hunter exam. So throughout the years, Rhodes would come in back to the hotel, and you can see he was training Cinder. You know, the better, you know, have a better life for her, so she can go into the right direction. So eventually, he says, you know, only a few more years, and you'll be a free woman, yada yada yada. But then, you know, the sisters eventually find out that she has a weapon, and then the mom comes in, and then the Rhodes comes in, you know, as no routine. It's like, anybody here? Then he hears something, he runs, he comes to find out Cinder has killed I forgot about that. When the mom was torturing Cinder, she said to Cinder, say it, without you, I am nothing. It's the same words that Cinder said to Salem, because we know that means, I think we said it was like 2 times. First episode she said that, then the last week's episode she said that, now this week's episode she said that. So we'll kind of see, yeah, that's basically her saying right there. That's where it started from. So then, you know, you see, as I said, back to Rhodes finding Cinder was killed off her family. And I'll say this, we saw it coming. When we see someone get tortured and tortured and tortured, she's eventually going to snap. And then it finally happened. Not finally saying, you know, like, I'm happy it happened, but I mean, it was going to happen sooner or later. And just, you know, it's like, you know, if you're bullying somebody, like say you're bullying somebody, making fun of somebody, torture somebody, it's gonna be a time when that person breaks and they're gonna kill you. You know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna break. Now, was it the right thing? You can make the argument about that, but I mean, I'm not gonna front. I didn't feel bad for the family. You know, like, was it the best option? Maybe not, but I mean, they tortured this girl, man. Like, they treated her like shit. Like, you don't think she was gonna snap? Like, I mean, it's like, I'd be like, yo, y'all brought this on yourselves. Like, learn to live with the consequences. Like, I'm sorry, but you know, yeah. So then, you know, she's like, happy I don't have to run anymore. Like, you know, the little crazy smile. Then, you know, no, Rose, like, you're just gonna be running for the rest of your life. Then, you know, he prepares to fight her, and then, you know, Cinder looked like she was just, you know, struck, you know, the person that, you know, she finds someone that, you know, finally cares about her, and, you know, you're betraying me. So it Cinder in a way is hurt. She thinks that, you know, he betrayed her, and, you know, it's tough, man. It's tough. I mean, I think Rose could have maybe done a better, be like, hey, you made a mistake, but maybe you can learn from this. Like, be like, hey, let's get the hell out of here. But say, you know, they fought, and then, you know, look, it was an even match a little bit, but, you know, Rose was getting the upper hand. And then as soon as he, like, so basically, you know, Rhodes hits Cinder, and then he goes check on Cinder. Oh my God, are you okay? In the middle of a fight, but you know, it was a trap. Then, you know, Cinder kills him, and then Rhodes, you know, he actually pats her on the head. You know, to be like, maybe he was sorry, but deep down, yeah, he's dead, but I think deep down he still cares about Cinder. So then you see Cinder look up in the sky and actually smile, be like, hey, you know, this life is finally over for me. But I'll say this, I think all her life, Cinder she's like always don't have COVID. She's always serving somebody, and now, you know, at the time she's free, but we still don't know how she came to find, how Salem found her, like what was their early relationship life. So I mean, that's only part of Cinder's story, of Cinder's backstory. So there's more that's gonna happen. So then as that happens, she wakes up and for Salem's place, you know, it's like saying, and then we see Emerald's like, oh, you're awake. And then, you know, thing is, I'm like, oh, why would you go back there? You know, Salem is not gonna be happy, but Salem probably would have found them anyway. So, you know. Then we see Mercury, you know, says, oh, why you care about her? He doesn't care about us. Yeah, this, that, and the third. So then, long story short, Cinder was saying, hey, get out of here. I'll call you when I need you. And then Mercury's like, yeah, no. Salem has better plans for you right now, so I'm not gonna be taking orders from you. I'm not gonna lie, man. Mercury, this dude, Mercury, man, I just want him to die. I'm not gonna front. Like, Mercury is a dude. I'm sure it is Mercury. I'm sure it's Mercury. Yeah, it's Mercury. Yeah, like, I just want this dude to, like, get the hell out of here, man. Like, this dude just bothers me. He really does. And then Amber will say, hey, how do we back Cinder? This could have been a better situation, but didn't turn out to be that way. So then as that part's over, we see Oswald and Oscar and Oswald, they're talking to each other and saying, hey, Oscar's saying, hey, Oscar, this is my fault, you shouldn't be doing this, but Oscar said, hey, Hazel's turn is going easy on me, yada yada, this, that, and the third. But as they were talking, they were saying, hey, Salem is making people turn against each other within the group, which, like I said, you have RWBY and Ironwood and his crew not seeing eye to eye. RWBY and Yang in the group, they're slightly, going at it a little bit, but not as bad as, RWBY and Ironwood. So then us and Oscar are like, maybe we should do the same thing for Salem's group. Let's try to, have these guys sabotage when they try to go up against one another, just like how they're doing with us. Because Salem knows if she fights them all by herself, she has no chance. But why not have them fight against each other? So as they're agreeing with one another, we see Hazel come through, and it's like Hazel talks to Oscar, hey, this isn't your fight, just let me talk to Oz. Then Oz reveals himself, then Hazel's like, oh, I'm so angry right now, like her personality is like, oh my god. But then Oz makes some good points, like, why are you serving Salem? You think it's gonna turn out to be anything better? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you see what's not going on? And Hazel's like, Salem can't be stopped. She's a force of nature. I see what she can do. And May's like, oh, but you're sending children on their death. At least, hey, at least we're fighting. At least we're doing something. And as they're getting ready to, like, as I think Hazel's gonna beat the crap out of Osmore, Sam was like, it's time. So we see everybody getting together. So as Sam's walking around, we see Tyrion says, hey, we're here from Watts. He essentially gave us, coordinates to Penny. So now, we can actually find Penny, and Cinder, I'm disappointed in you, failed me, but I'm gonna give you one more chance. I'm gonna send you and my hound out to find free Watts, and find Penny. Whoever gets to her first, hey, if you get to her first, you can get your powers. If the hound gets to her first, we'll see what happens with that. But then we see, I'm pretty sure it's Oz saying, you'll be helping her, you'll be helping her out to nothing, like, it's gonna be end for all of you. And then, Hazel sends him down on the ground, and then Sam's saying, you know what, it's too late, honey. The shit's about to go down. So, god dang, man, it's been a long day for me right now, guys. I'm tired as hell right now. I know I should not be doing this video because it's way past my bedtime for work tomorrow, but F it, man, I got this video done. So, as that's going on, we see the Aesops, trying to, looking for Penny, but then they, get a distress signal saying, hey, from Johnson, hey, there's a river of Grim headed straight into Mantle. So then the Aesops receive John's call, and then Yang's like, oh, it's you guys. So then John's like, hey, you got my message, right? We gotta stop the Grim. And then Aesop's like, hey, where is Penny? And John's like, yo, are you serious? I mean, we saw it happening, guys. Like, the Aesops don't care about anything else but their mission. They don't care about the people. It's all about, what's best for Alice, what's best for Ironwood. But as they're arguing, we start seeing a river of Grim going straight through Atlas, breaking the shield, and now Atlas has nothing to defend themselves with. And then not only that, we see actually no, before that, it's like a TV screen of the TV showing of all this Grim going, like, attacking Atlas right now, Atlas being in danger. And then Salem says it's time, her little big whale Grim lands on Atlas, and then more Grim appears. So that's actually part 2 why I said finally, because now I think we all assumed that when Volume 8 was going to start, we're gonna see a bunch of Grim going through Mantle, going through Atlas, destroying anything. Now we're getting to where you can make the argument that this is how Volume 8 should have started. We get part of Cinder's backstory, and then we see, the Grimm, ready to go through Atlas/Mantle. So we can only assume the worst of what's gonna happen. And also remember, guys, this is the next episode is the last episode before. Let me just double check. Yeah, the 19th is the last episode before RWBY goes on her break. So I wonder what's going to happen. Like, I mean, I'm a little bit surprised that maybe that this wasn't the end. Like it didn't end. Like this wasn't the the mid-season finale, pretty much. So I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping that Rooster Teeth has a very hopefully they end end the season, not the halfway of the season, on a stronger note. That's gonna be like, oh god, I gotta wait till February before before I can understand what happened. So like I said, we can only assume of what's going on right now. So I mean, when maybe like I said, when Cinder releases Watch, she'll probably releases Crow and the others from inner prison. So we'll see, man. I think there's gonna be a time where Winter and Weiss are gonna be like, oh man, there's gonna be a conflict between those two sisters. It's a lot right now, man. And then Ironwood sends the Aesops to find Petty. Now no one can help defend them. Like it's a very tough situation right now. What's going on? I mean, we can only ask what's gonna happen, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Like I said, that's gonna be episode 6, and I think everyone all agrees that this is how Volume 8 should have started. Now it's like, I think one person said on the Rooster Teeth's website, said one word I can say about this episode is finally. Yeah, guys, finally. So I hope the season ends on a strong, well, not end, but like the mid-season finale ends on a strong note. So let me know what you guys think about this episode. Like I said, subscribe and be part of Knuckles family. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Follow me on my Anchor podcast. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. As J. Cole said, there's no such thing as a life better than yours. Take care.